bless them with your patience. And I've been there before. I held up the door for every stranger with a promise. But I'm holding back, that's the strength that I lack every morning.
Hey everybody, and welcome back. We have spent a little bit of the day here today planting some lantana, and in our last video I kind of briefly touched on lantana. It's becoming more of a popular plant here at our greenhouse all the time. Seems like every year we sell a little bit more of it, and I wanted to just touch on a little bit of the benefits of lantana and why it is so popular. As I said in one of our last videos, it is a deer resistant plant, but it is also very, very heat tolerant, and it requires full hot sun to thrive and takes very little care and water. It does very well. But I just kind of wanted to show you what we've been planting here. We do these in 4.5-inch pots. They don't grow really fast in the greenhouse, but once you get them out in your landscape, they tend to really take off. So they come in an assortment of colors. And I'll see if I can get in here just a little bit closer, kind of give you an idea of some of the colors that we have. Yellow is very popular, and there are two different types. There is a trailing type of lantana and there is a bush type of lantana. So we have both kinds, and they both serve their purpose, but this is just a plant that is very popular, and I wish that you could kind of smell the scent that a lantana will put off through YouTube. It's really awesome. It's a really citrusy smell, and the only insect that I have ever had trouble with on lantana myself is white flies, and you can have a white fly problem with it, but other than that, it is a really tough plant and really easy for the consumer to take care of after they get it home. So I thought we would take a little walk up to the other greenhouse, and I just wanted to briefly touch on a few things up there, and just give me a second and I'll turn you right back on. Okay guys, we made it up here. We have just had an absolutely beautiful day today to work. It's 40 degrees or so outside, which is a little bit cool, but in the greenhouse we actually got hot, and some of the exhaust fans kicked on as we were planting the lantana. So you can see here that we got our bloom masters planted up. So they are all planted, and just need them to start growing. This sunshine will really help. But I kind of wanted to just give you a few tips on nutritional needs of petunias. That is a plant that I kind of had to learn as I went. When we first started growing petunias and million bells or calibrachoa, we would notice that oftentimes the leaves would yellow, and you can see that here in some of the examples that we have here on this bench. You can see how the two different shades. This, for example, is a petunia that has got a little bit of a nutritional problem, and it will have some green veins in the leaves, and the leaves kind of turn yellow. And when I first started greenhousing, I thought that that was overwatering, and I think a lot of you guys as homeowners do too. But that is not. I mean, it can be, but that is not in the case of this petunia. Petunias are very, very sensitive to pH, and they require a very low pH. Most plants you can get by with a 6 to 6.5. Petunias you need to have under 6. I run my pH for those about 5.5. And the problem that you'll have is if the pH gets too high in the soil, they will begin to show iron deficiency, because they can't take up the iron that's in the fertilizer. I don't care how much fertilizer you put on them, they cannot use it, and that is what happens. They're on the opposite end of the spectrum from plants like geraniums and impatiens, and that is why if you have a petunia and a geranium in the same container, oftentimes one or the other will fail. and it's because they require two different nutritional needs. So this is an example of a petunia that is low in iron, and you can buy acidic fertilizers at the big box stores that will help that. Now here we correct that, believe it or not, by adding sulfuric acid into our water. Basically it's just battery acid, and we add a certain amount in the water to achieve a certain pH, and we'll run two different pHs. I'll usually run a 6.0 and I'll run a 5.5, and that it will usually take care of any plant that I grow. But I just kind of wanted to point that out to you. If you see problems with your petunias getting light green or yellow, and even though you know you're fertilizing them correctly, that is the problem. They need low pH, or they need extra iron added to their feed. So I just kind of thought I would throw that out there to you. It might help some of you. I'm sure some of you could care less, but some of you might have seen that problem in your landscape in the past, and it's easy to mistake for overwatering. So I thought I would throw that out there. But anyway, we're going to get back to work. I thought that I would kind of pass that along. Thank you guys for watching. We'll get back with you on the next video.